and welcome to this battle on the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel. Today, I will be crushing Jim Davis in Timeless. Say hello, Jim Davis.
Wait, what? I didn't agree to this.
So it's a brand new format that just came to Magic Arena. Jim, tell us more about Timeless.
This is really exciting. There have been a lot of really powerful cards on Arena through Strixhaven Mystical Archives and the Retro Border stuff, Dark Ritual, Necropotence channel. We haven't been able to really play yet outside of Cube and some other niche formats, but now there's a brand new format for it. All the powerful cards, almost all unbanned. It's going to be great.
You forgot to mention the important one, Jim. You forgot to mention Counterspell.
That one too, yeah, I guess.
So today we've each built a brand new Timeless deck. We're going to be battling each other in a classic best of 3 match for bragging rights and another match in the future here on the official channel. So let's get into it. Let's check out the decks that we're going to play in today's battle. Oh, and Jim, one more thing.
Don't forget, folks, like, comment, subscribe here on the official MTG Arena YouTube channel. The Skull, Necropotence. This is a boomer Magic card for all you Zoomers out there. And the goal of my deck is to get Necro in play as early as possible and draw a ton of cards. Dark Ritual turn 1 Necro is the best possible draw, obviously. But casting on turn 3 is pretty good too. We get Deathrite Shaman banned in all formats, Thoughtseize, bunch of discard spells, bunch of removal spells, and some life gain too, which is very important to keep the Necro going. So March Registrar can turn cards into life. Shaman can gain some life also. Witcho can gain some life. Sideboard's got some anti-planeswalkers and anti-spell cards, a couple extra removal spells, a couple extra graveyard stuff. But that's the deal. Necro, early and often.
Today, I will be battling Jim Davis with Yorion Sky Nomad, Azorius Control. We've got 80 cards because there's so many good control cards in blue-white in Timeless. I couldn't choose just 60. We've got Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, the original Teferi Time Raveler, Swords to Plowshares, Counterspell. You know how control decks work. You hit them with all of the nope, and then you take over with whatever's left over. We've also got a fun sideboard full of big swingers like Lyra and Dream Trawler and Nezahal the Primal Tide to give the opponent a little bit of a swerve. They think I'm not a creature deck. I got creatures. I just keep them up my sleeve for a special occasion. Yes, I've won the coin flip. I will play. Brainstorm and a fetch land. I'll keep.
All right, so we're on the draw. CGB's got a little Yorion action here. CGB does love Yorion, does love blue-white control decks. Obviously, having a brand's a good thing, but, you know, obviously makes it a little easier to see what's going on here. Orion's not great. You have Shaman, just discard spell, 5 lands. 1 is a castle, which is huge, so we're going to keep this.
All right, tapped land. Set up for Heath Brainstorm.
So tap land from CGB, and I think we're going to lead on Inquisition first. Try and clear the path here a little bit for our Shaman and see what's going on. So a little bit of a discard spell. And we see a Brainstorm, an Archmage's Charm, 3 lands, and a Supreme Verdict. So Brainstorm fetch land pretty good here because his hand's kind of ugly.
Something tells me the Brainstorm won't work out. Jim could also take the Archmage's Charm.
And Archmage's Charm is a counter spell, but I think that's fine, honestly. I think Brainstorm's the best card here. This Verdict isn't very good either, so we can shuffle that away. Let's take the Brainstorm. Take the Brainstorm. And leave CTB with a cancel and a draw 2.
I suppose that's what I get for not having the blue mana available on turn 1.
Ooh, okay. How about turn 2 Dark Ritual Necro? So 1 unknown card. And of course we're definitely jamming here. And we're just going to go land, Ritual. For all you MTG Zoomers out there, this is how it was done back in the day. I wasn't there, but... Necropotence, very, very weird card. Let me go over it. So black enchantment. You skip your draw step. You can pay 1 life as many times as you want. That'll put a card to the side, and then in your end step you draw. You don't draw it. You put it into your hand. It's not a draw, so it won't trigger your Narset effects and stuff like that too. And play Shaman here also. And Necro is obviously very, very powerful. Just an unbelievable card draw engine. And we're gonna draw a bunch of cards here. Draw 1, 2. 3. Also, Rider text that if you would discard a card, it gets exiled, which is, like, not super important, but that's 5 cards. Or do 6 cards, I think.
God, Jim, how many cards do you need?
So we've got extra land in our hand, do 6. And then we're gonna end our turn. So, good old Necro, the Skull. End step, CGB's gonna crack a Delta.
Cycle. Hope for some better interaction. 1 card away.
It's funny that Necro is actually considered the worst card in Ice Age in like some old magazines. I just didn't know at the time, and it's actually really busted. All right, so we're gonna discard a swamp, and let me just do swamps. It's fine. Starting swamps for our shaman's kind of cool too. So, never mind the XL.
Dig Through Time is not a bad draw. So Heath can get the Hallowed Fountain. Delta can get the Mystic Sanctuary. We could try to gain control of the Deathrite Shaman now, but then we have no interaction up for Jim's turn, which could involve a lot of dark rituals and very evil things. But with a Dig Through Time, I almost feel like we have to Archmage's Charm this Shaman and just hope that Jim didn't draw the right pieces to go off, that he needs another turn before he can do his combo. And it's also not like our counterspell is particularly good against the combo because it's a Storm deck. You know, you play a bunch of cheap cards, baubles, hand, disruption. So I think this is the play that makes sense. The odds are that we've already lost to the Necropotence.
All right, so yeah, Stolen Deathrite Shaman. Our hand's absolutely juiced. 1 million discard spells. We're gonna want to march and gain a bunch of life. We're just gonna kill the Deathrite Shaman. The whole point of this deck is that like March can pitch cards to gain life, and life is worth cards. So what's the Inquisition here? The hand is Lapse, Dig Through Time, Supreme Verdict. So let's go. Take the Lapse. We're gonna Thoughtseize and take Dig Through Time.
Never mind. Thoughtseize says we don't have our Dig Through Time either.
And we're gonna play Swamp, and we're gonna march, discarding both Shieldred and Thoughtseize to gain 4. Or don't want to just gain 2 and keep Shieldred. They did obviously CGB has the Verdict, so the Shieldred isn't that important. I think I just draw the cards. I don't think Shieldred's that important, so just pay 4. Exile both of these, and we're just gonna draw a whole new hand. So target this, gain 4 life. And then we're going to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're good to go. Pass the turn, cards to hand. Witch, Bog, Ritual, Delta, Liliana, March. Cool. Witch is great here. Good threat.
My God, what do you do? What do you do against a deck that always has a full hand?
All right, so no draw step. We got a pretty full graveyard here. I love the idea of the bog, honestly, of being able to bog away this graveyard. And then probably just play Liliana. Yeah, I like that. So let's bog first. Main deck Pachuca Bog. A lot of graveyard stuff in this format. Hopefully no Dig Through Time in response. That'd be pretty good, but...
All right, what do we need? A charm, I suppose? A draw to? Oh, man. Drawing another counterspell just delays the inevitable. Drawing a Brainstorm doesn't get us very far. I guess it has to be the charm. Pachuca Bog. Just so ice cold.
Oh, Mystic Sanctuary. I forgot that card was legal. Okay.
Now remember, we'll have no graveyard, so the Dig Through Time, which would have been my choice, isn't a good one.
So many banned cards. Gonna put this Archmage's Charm on top. Okay. Then you go by Rush to the Graveyard. And we're gonna cast Liliana. Right? Let's cast old Lily.
Nope.
Counterspell. Sure, that's fine, honestly. So then we're gonna draw 2 with our Necro. 1, 2. I think that's fine. We are at 8, so we need to like be aware of our life totals, so this is totally fine. Power at any cost. Here's a March and a Fatal Push. Cool.
So maybe this isn't a combo deck. Maybe it's just a pure old school Necro deck.
Gonna say go with the Charm up. So we're gonna tap and drop. And I think I'm pretty fine just casting the Witch here. Just cast Witch, play, fetch land, say go. Draw 2 cards. Here's our Witch.
Sedgemoor Witch, huh?
Want to counter it? Cool. Want to verge it? Cool. We have the Takanuma to get it back. So play Delta. We'll just draw 2. Draw 1. Draw 2. And that's it. Just pass turn.
Maybe it's all swamps. Jim, do you have all lands in hand? I think he'd necro for more if that were the case. Maybe it's removal.
So draw 2. That's fine.
Let's get some cards.
We draw an Edict and a Bloodstained Mire. Cool.
His hand probably has an additional Necropotence at least at this stage in the game. So the Fragment Reality on the Necro I don't think is the plan with Jim at 6 life. I think we let this Witch cook for a turn.
All right, so instep card to fetch. Gonna go get ourselves a Gate of the Black Dragon. This is a cool land that can seek a spell. And we're gonna untap, so no draw step. And just play our Bloodstained Mire. And we're just gonna jam here. Just gonna attack for 3. Hand a little removal heavy in this game 1 scenario, but... And then I think we just draw 1 and say go. We have marches to gain life, obviously, so... but we're, we're a little on the edge here.
All those cards, Jim, what do? Come on.
Just draw 1 card. And just say go. Draw a Demonic Tutor. That's a nice one.
I'm not playing that game. Yorion. 1 strike from Yorion, and Jim will fall.
All right. Could cast Fatal Push here on the end step just to make a token. I want a gate. I want to get a land. Go to 3. Can't do both, I guess. All right, let's just get a land. Get Overgrown Tomb tapped. Activate the gate. Draw Dark Ritual, man. All right. So let's just start by casting the I'm not even sure I'm getting this Demonic Tutor, honestly. So you can't take away this Supreme Verdict. Thoughtseize puts us to 1, which is like a little too low for my taste, honestly. Yorion's. Oh, let's just cast Demonic Tutor. Let's start there. I'm not sure what we're getting yet, honestly. So cast Tutor, get a token. A Thoughtseize going to 1 is pretty scary, honestly. Wouldn't mind a counterspell here, honestly. Just don't have to think about it.
That means now is the time to remove the Witch.
We're going to see Fragment Reality on the Witch. So let the ward resolve. Now I'm going to get a Deathrite Shaman.
Make him have another threat, or make him tutor for another threat.
I mean, I have these rituals. Munich Massacre, another Witch. Getting tokens is pretty cool, too. I think I cast a ritual and get a... So I want to get tokens. Just get a Liliana. Don't want too many tokens, though, because obviously the verdict's in hand as well. So it's kind of interesting, like Song and Dance. I think this is fine. Let's do this. All right, so... Get Deathrite Shaman. Get a token. I'm going to get Liliana here, I think. Liliana, another Witch. We already lost our Sheoldred, so yeah, let's get Liliana. Cast Liliana.
Goes for Liliana. Okay. Well, Liliana is certainly counterspell worthy.
That's a counterspell. Actual counterspell. Okay, that's fine. So we're just gonna draw 1 and say go. I have not played a land yet, but I'm gonna hold this Takenuma, I think. Yeah. Okay, just draw a card and say go. Alright.
He does gain life from those pests. Let's hold the Windswept Heath in case of another Liliana.
Alright, so... We probably just Takenuma back. Let's see what we get. Oh, Takenuma goes away, it's funny. He just discards, so... Get back a Shaman or a Liliana.
Probably Lily.
It's funny because we want CGB to cast the Yorion so I can use a March on it. Should get back to this Deathrite Shaman. Get Shaman to play it. I'll just say go. We're gonna draw. Let's draw 2. Necro Hive.
Big draw needed. It is to Fairy. Hold on, Deathrite Shaman. Not just yet.
All right, so Fairy's pretty cool because I have a target of these marches. We're gonna march the Teferi, exiling the Ritual and the Necro, and pay some more also. I want to be able to play Hive and Deathrite Shaman. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 9. Because life is huge, obviously. Exiling Necro and Ritual. Yep. Kill this gain 9.
Oh, that's a lot of life that he's gaining.
Cool. Now I got life to burn here with my Necro, which is awesome. Here's Deathrite Shaman.
And Deathrite Shaman returns. In the deck.
And draw 5 cards. 4 cards. I think 4 is fine. Alright, and let's just say go. Ritual, Liliana, Castle, Swamp.
That's a heck of a draw. Let's leave something in the graveyard that the Deathrite Shaman from Jim cannot interact with, so at least he has to think about targeting his own graveyard. Blue. Draw 3. Ooh, hello. What have we here? Man, 7 life, Deathrite Shaman. But I think this is the play. Although Inquisition of Kozilek, right? Let's see. He does run Thoughtseize as well. What's left in the deck? 2 Thoughtseize, 2 Inquisition, a 3rd Thoughtseize. So Thoughtseize is the card that can take Yorion or Teferi. Inquisition takes Baby Teferi. I think that means we play Baby Teferi now.
I know my responsibility. That's more like it.
That is a card, but our graveyard just got exiled.
Alright, so that's a Fairy, more cards in hand. He got a real grind fest here. Let's see here. Castle. Definitely want to resolve a March. Gain some more life again. Let's start with Liliana. Just cast Liliana, see what happens. Let's start there.
Liliana. Memory lapse.
Memory lapse. That's fine. Sure. And then we're going to see another March on this Teferi. Casting Ritual is 3 mana. That's better than exiling it. Did I exile Ritual last time? I did, didn't I? That was worse. I'm just casting it. Actually, I'm sorry. It's plus 2 mana. So it's the same thing. Sure. Whatever, same thing. Cast Ritual.
Uh-oh. What's he doing?
Now we're going to March. X is 2, 4, 5, 6. So we have 2, 4, 6. Yep. Submitting no cards. Just target this normally. I'm going to leave up 1 mana for Deathrite Shaman.
Another March!
Back to 13. Am I going to deck? I have 20 cards left.
Oh no. We fall to 6. Look at this deck list. There's still a lot of interactive spells to draw though. And not that many lands. We're getting low on lands, little by little.
Give me a little light on waste to actually win the game, honestly. It's like a controlling deck. 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4 because I let that face up. All right, say go. Bugabog is cool. Meathook Massacre.
Fragment Reality right off the top. It probably needs to be used on the Hive, but it could be used on the Shaman. How many marches has Jim used? I would assume he runs 4. It seems amazing in this deck. I see 3. Well, the play I'm very confident about is Teferi. It's about time.
You show remorse. Let's skip to the good part.
Verdict. I'm trying to figure out if I need to exile this Deathrite Shaman, but in response to its targeting, I could dig through time. We'll see if he goes for that. Love to catch it with a Supreme Verdict, maybe after another Sedgemoor Witch arrives.
All right, so Teferi resolves. 4 cards left. Our hand's juiced, obviously. Our hand's great. We have a bunch of gas. We're gonna bog first. Maybe fish out a dig through time or a Snapcaster Mage, something like that. Just got bog. Fire the bog.
Bog me again!
Then we're gonna fire up Liliana. We got our Hive of the Eye Tyrant also. We have an Edict for the Teferi, which is very important.
Who runs double Bazooka Bog? Madness.
Do I want to Edict in response? Probably. Already cast 2 counter spells in a lapse. Yeah, that was Edict here. It's like Planeswalker.
Edict to Fairy. No!
Got him. Alright, so you draw your cards.
Narset. I think we need Narset. Swords. I don't want to give Jim life. Let's take another fragment.
Resolve take through time. Play Liliana. Resolves. Gonna plus this bad boy.
Before there's a card in my graveyard, let's get rid of the Deathrite Shaman.
Alright, let's exile a card in the graveyard. Deal some damage. And each player discards a card. Our Fatal Push is probably completely blank. Discard that one. Discard a Verdict. Couple cards left. We still have Liliana in play. We have this Necro. We could just jam Meathook Massacre, honestly. Just put it in play as a enchantment, but let's just draw some cards, I guess. So, draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and we'll just say go here. We're gonna hold the Massacre. Honestly, Massacre might even just kill Yorion, which is fine too. Like, buckle up. Necro, Edict, Mire, Thoughtseize.
Play the Narset.
There are so many mysteries.
See what we can find. Another Teferi and a Swords. Right now, nothing for Teferi to bounce, but I do need the cards. How are we going to stop Liliana? We have to keep digging. Yep, there's the Edict.
Sorry I'm late. Trust me, I have a plan.
Plus the Teferi, try to keep it on the board.
Alright, 5 to 4 life. We have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. We have a Liliana. A lot of good things. Let's plus Liliana first to start there. We have Thoughtseize and Liliana plus. Discard this Bloodstained Mire. Yorion, and 1 mystery card. And I think we're just going to Thoughtseize and attack with our Hive. Down to 3.
No!
Wow, Fragment Reality, sick. Alright, so take the Fragment. We actually do in here? Hold on a second. Fire up the Hive. We can eat it ourselves. Massacre and then eat it ourselves. Yeah, I love it. So let's attack. Exiling whatever. Down to 1. Alright, he has Massacre. He has Massacre for 3. Looks good to me. Whenever a creature you control dies, he loses 1 life. Woo! What a game! What a game! Pow! That was a wild one.
God, that hurts.
Alright, for sideboard, we can see here we get to cut out a lot of our fatal pushes and cards that are kind of dead in the matchup. We're going to shave like the Shielder to discard spell, some of the Marches, the Meat of Massacres, and bring in a lot more cards to deal with Planeswalkers. You have extra Edicts, Noxious Grasp. Invoke Spare is a really good one here against Planeswalkers and enchantments. The End's pretty cool. Then a few more threats to our Graveyard Trespasser, which is a good one also to kind of keep their Delve spells in check. So I can roll.
Sideboard, sideboard, sideboard. Necropotence. Amateur Hour card. So if we're going to beat that thing, we have to go well over the top. Not a lot of extra ways to deal with Planeswalkers, though. I think we're just going to hope that Jim cuts a lot of his removal, and we're going to bring in a lot of big, stompy win cards. Win cons. Cutting a lot of the counter spells because Jim's going to be very good at just taking them out of my hand anyway. I think Memory Lapse in particular is not great. The Portable Hole gets Deathrite Shaman, but that's about it. The verdicts aren't good, but we did see that there is the Witch, so we should keep at least 1 to draw into. But we're going to try to be a lot more assertive and hope that Jim doesn't have a lot of removal and is relying instead on hand hate and grinding with Necro, which is what game 1 was about. You might have a sideboard plan. I'm sure he has a sideboard plan. But this, I think, is the best shot we have. Being reactive against endless card draw is very hard. I'll take the play. And this hand will work.
Alright, so that's pretty good. We have Deathrite, a couple of discard spells, Liliana. That's great. No Necro, no Ritual, nothing like super busted, but try and look for a removal spell. And yeah, let's get a Swamp here. Fire of Duress. I don't think there's a creature card we care about, so just get our Swamp and Duress and see what's up. We see a hand of Teferi, Counterspell, Charm, Cruise. So can't stop Counterspell on turn 2. Teferi is also kind of annoying too. I think it's probably just Cruise, honestly. Teferi's annoying, but like not really the end of the world, honestly. Light on lands here too. I guess Cruise is a ways away, right? Cruise is like the big recovery from Liliana. Let's just take the Cruise. Take the Cruise and sig up.
Jim takes the Treasure Cruise.
Gate of the Black Dragon. So I think I like Thoughtseize here to start. And he'll play a Deathrite Shaman.
Thoughtseize? I have a feeling this is going to happen a lot.
So we'll go cast Locked Wayne, just cast Deathrite Shaman.
There's the Deathrite. We need the land. Ugh!
Drip Prairie Stream. So I love having one Prairie Stream in the deck when you're playing Fetch Lands in a control deck like this. It's a free duel later on in the game, but a little awkward early. So Counterspell available here. I mean, casting Liliana into a Counterspell seems pretty bad. So I think we just chill and just eat a card from the graveyard. Make the next Cruise worse. So play Gate and just say go. No attacks.
Gate pass. Interesting. This can't get the Mystic Sanctuary, sadly. So, do we run out of Teferi and set back the Deathrite Shaman when we have these counter spells in hand? I don't think so. I think Patience is the right play.
Dark Ritual. I could almost see an argument for boarding out Dark Ritual in a matchup like this because the committing all your resources to one spell against counter spell is pretty rough. But we're gonna play Mire. Now we kind of want to cast Liliana because we don't want them to be able to draw 2 up a charm. So I think we just cast Liliana. I want to fetch first, so they can't kill this in response to my fetch, and I get denied the activation. I'm gonna take 3. I don't love it, but I guess first ritual in hand is like pretty bad without Necro. We have the castle, which is kind of cool, but castle's the really slow Necro.
Archmage's Charm. I want to draw a land and play Teferi, Hero of Dominaria.
So going for the charm, going for a little mana efficiency, which I like a lot. Works out for us. Next turn they have land, Teferi, and counterspell, which is cool. We have Invoke Despair possibly lined up, so no attacks, just say go. I think we're going to eat a spell here right now, so you can less delve options. Down to 12.
Oh, wrong land. All right. Time Raveler. This might be paving the way for Necropotence if we don't draw the untapped land. Oh. That hurts. That hurts pretty bad.
It's a tap land. Wow, okay. So now I get to just go Invoke Despair, kill Teferi, draw 2. Or we could go Shaman and Trespasser. 3 in the bin, hitting that cruise is kind of cool. Alright, let's Invoke Despair.
Invoke Despair?
Alright, so kill that, down to 8, say go.
Standard Rockstar. Another Windswept Heath. But, Teferi time.
I'm known for my excellent no time for a break.
And we are going to lead off on a Graveyard Trespasser, I think. Try and pull out this counterspell.
Do we care about a Trespasser? I think we let the Trespasser be.
Gonna exile the Treasure Cruise. Gonna play Deathrite Shaman. And play Castle Lockline. Just say go with our mana up.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna untap with Teferi. We're gonna untap with Teferi probably. I think we're untapping with Teferi. The 4-pack. Oh my gosh, lands. That's enough lands. I've seen enough land. Dig through time. Brawr. I can't wait to see Jim's face when I play this.
Nezahal Primal Tide. 7 mana, 7/7. Can't be countered. No max hand size. Our opponent casts a non-creature spell. Draw a card. Discard 3 cards. Exile this. Turn it tapped. So we just like kill the Teferi in response to this, I think, right? I guess non-creature spell. Draw a card. Discard 3 cards. Yeah. That's fine, I think.
Oh, he had to have the edict right there, huh? Yeah, that works. I still get to untap these lands, though.
I mean, like, between Trespasser... Ooh, that card's pretty cool. Between Trespasser and Deathrite Shaman, I think we're, like, probably okay here. I guess Necro may counter it and draw a card. It's pretty bad, so... I think we just do nothing. Just say go. We can cave a Black Dragon, draw a spell. Let's just do this first, actually, I guess. Just seek. March. Not great, but sure. And we just say go. Just goes to night.
All right, transform the Trespasser. My draw for turn. Omen of the Sea. Let's get the Yorion ready. don't think we can attack. Our life total is very low. This is a 3-turn clock. This is not just 2, like less than that.
All right, so end step. Only my graveyard, huh? Sure, it's fine. Exile Duress. Gonna kill my shaman in response. Maybe cast dig through time.
Let's try an Omen of the Sea and see if we can find Swords to Plowshares or Fragment Reality while the Deathrite Shaman is tapped. Oof. Those aren't it. That's a card. A little too expensive for now.
Okay, draw Liliana. Counterspell still face up, obviously. I think we just cast Necro and see if we can draw a Counterspell out. We're kind of drawing a lot of cards here, but let's just cast Necro. So, CGB draws a card.
I will draw a card. He's at 15. You wouldn't see the cards until the end step. He knows I have a counter spell. But I think we have to fight.
So that resolves. Alright. Here's Liliana.
I will draw. That's a lot of digging through time.
Resolves. Sack creature.
Nobody knows Domino.
Can discard 3 and exile it, but I think that's lethal on my side.
We have to exile the Nezahal. And then Jim gets to attack us for lethal.
Alright. Woo! Crazy game.
Nezzy, why'd you have to fail me so?
Alright, so a pretty crazy match. The power of a skull prevails. It's just like 1999 or whenever Ice Age came out. It's really, really cool to see the old cards. I mean, Ritual Necro is like as old as the game itself. You know, all you Arena Zoomers might not know, but that's how it goes down. You draw a lot of cards. How are you feeling those games, CGB?
I'm feeling even saltier somehow now that you are daggering people for being old, because I was there. It was 1996, Jim, when I was getting daggered by Necropotence players, drawing a bunch of cards after a Dark Ritual on turn 1 or 2. So yeah, flashbacks, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, endless obnoxious hand hate, and just little dinky threats that you have to deal with, but you don't like dealing with them. I hate having to spend cards on Deathrite Shaman, dorky little thing, but it's good, so I have to. And just that, it was a lot of that.
Yeah, when you just have a new hand of 7 cards every single turn, things are awesome. It's funny, I was questioning my deck building a little bit because I was like, man, I'm like 40 cards deep in this game and I'm still like looking for a way to win here. So I might need another win condition or two, but really, really cool to see these cards in the format. I mean, seeing Necro Ritual again is just awesome, you know, and it's experience you can't really have in any other format but Vintage, which is, you know, very, very expensive. So really, really cool. Hop over to my deck list here, and I think that the big thing is I kind of want another win condition or two. You know, we saw that game, I drew a lot of cards against CGB's deck, which is full of removal spells and sweepers and counter spells. You know, I might come to a point where like I don't have enough cards to win even by drawing a bunch of cards. So maybe another witch, you know, another creature land or two. But really, really cool. Hard to balance the life gain. You know, I think having life gain like March Registrar is really, really important. So you can kind of keep necroing. You know, I spent a lot of that game at like 2 to 5 life, which is kind of scary. But overall, like it a lot, and really, really powerful stuff having Ritual Necro, and I'm all about it. What about your deck, CGB?
Well, I'll in a second. I just want to point out 2 things that drove me absolutely crazy that I think were pretty good innovations on your part. The marches, like you're the first person who's played March against me in this format. March with Necro is a combo. Being able to gain that life and remove something, and just transform those cards into life, because you have more cards than life all the time. So that was like. That was really cool to see. The other thing is Bajuka Bog. I hate you. I hate you for that card. Who runs Bajuka Bog? But it got me so good.
Deathrite Shaman, Delve Spells, Luris, you know, Darcy. There's so many graveyard things happening in the format, and it's just so easy to play. It's just a tap swamp, you know.
Yeah.
And there's definitely spots in this deck where we have a lot of 1-drops. So you're just gonna play it on turn 2 or play it on turn 5 or whatever, and the power is really, really high for the opportunity cost.
Yeah, and 2 of them, not just 1, twice. Oh
I
my god.
board.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, this is my blue-white control pile. Just, you know, the Azorius stuff I love. It's a timeless format. You get to play all kinds of cards, and some that never existed together, like Dig Through Time and Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, was something I was pretty excited to pair up. So yeah, it's kind of a wall of blue-white's greatest hits in the control style. I really enjoyed building the sideboard with the big dumb monsters from various sets, and then bringing them in to try to swerve you a little. I was hoping Nezzy would get me there, but just a few too many cards. Just a few too many cards on your side of things.
Yeah, there was an audible like when you cast an Ezahal, and I was like, oh wow, okay. That's kind of tough. You know, luckily I was able to kind of squeeze it through there at the end, but that's a pretty monstrous card, drawing cards for you, protecting itself. Pretty cool.
Would you have countered Necropotence in my shoes? Like, that was so tough for me.
It's really tough. Like when I cast it, I'm like, I don't see how he can't knock counter it here.
Right,
you know, it's just so many cards.
But I knew I'd die
like,
if I did. I knew I was gonna die. It was just
right. And like if you don't counter it, I draw 7 new cards, and you can't counter every next turn anyway. So yeah, it's a really tough squeeze.
But as you saw, I had 3 dig through times. 3 dig through times in my hand, Jim. 3. I mean, so it's like maybe I could have kept up with Necro. As crazy as that sounds. I almost did in game 1 without Nezzy.
Also,
yeah,
like attacking for 7 is pretty real too. You know, we saw in game 1 I was like floating between 2 and 5 life a lot of the time. So especially there, I don't know. It's a really, really tough call, but I'm very happy I didn't have to make.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick myself in the butt for that one for a while. But blue-white, my biggest failing in this deck was the mana base. I don't have the utility lands that you did. Like little adjustments like Hive and Bajuka Bog got me in those games. And I don't have Field of Ruin, and I don't have Hall of the Storm Giants. I was really excited to play Fetchland Mystic Sanctuary, and I tunnel visioned on that. Really excited to do it, but yeah, I think Field of Ruins and Hall of Storm Giants would have gone a long way to helping me. I mean, just having any creature land as a threat so that you're not going down to like 2 life all the time without fear would have gone a long way.
Yeah, to be fair though, I forgot Mystic Sanctuary existed. It's banned in so many formats that when you fetched it, I was like, oh yeah, that does happen.
Well, then it was worth it. It did its job. I just wanted to get those Jim Davis classic faces here on the channel. You know what I mean?
It worked. All right, so that was a blast. I've had a ton of fun playing with all these crazy busted cards the last few days on Arena in the new timeless format. Look for another video here. I'll be playing against the winner of another match from another video, so keep an eye out for that, of course. And I'm just want to play some more broken spells. CGB, lead us out.
Yeah, congrats on the win, man, and good luck in the next round. And everybody, remember to like and subscribe here on the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel. For Jim Davis and myself, CGB, you're cool.